If you are looking to expand a successful restaurant concept right now, you know the environment is punishing. Ground-up builds are stalling out at an alarming rate, turning what should be an exciting grand opening into an endless capital drain. Operators are getting squeezed by a relentless combination of delays. Municipal permitting is dragging on for months. Raw material costs are highly unpredictable, and single points of failure in the supply chain can push a timeline back weeks at a time. This creates a brutal dilemma for growth-minded restaurateurs. You have to capture market share in booming demographic areas to scale, but committing to a brand new build-out carries severe financial risk. The real hazard here is the time-to-revenue penalty. Every month you spend waiting on contractors or permits is a month your operating capital burns down, while your opening day and that initial revenue spike gets pushed further into the future. Traditional restaurant development is essentially a high-liability gamble in the current market. Smart operators are shifting their strategy, bypassing the ground-up path entirely to hunt for pre-built, fully operational acquisitions. That brings us to a specific opportunity that solves this problem: a 5,500 square foot, second-generation restaurant space in Lakeland, Florida, that has already undergone a complete renovation. This graphic breaks down the asset's macroeconomic positioning. On the right, this location sits in Polk County, one of Central Florida's most rapidly expanding consumer bases. Positioned within a grocery-anchored shopping center, it secures highly valuable, repetitive foot traffic. The $499,000 listing price is a pure asset sale. The purchase excludes the previous tenant's brand, cash flow, or menu, focusing the investment strictly on the underlying infrastructure. Acquiring this second-generation footprint provides an immediate entry point into a booming market. It bypasses the standard development cycle, putting the operator in a position to generate revenue months earlier than a new build. To evaluate that $499,000 asking price, we have to isolate exactly what you are getting. You are acquiring pure physical infrastructure, completely divorced from the previous operation's performance. This breakdown itemizes the $502,000 acquired physical value, anchored by $250,000 in equipment. The previous tenant also added $400,000 in turnkey improvements, including new HVAC and a $75,000 hood system. Additionally, the lease is locked at a below-market $5,626 per month, secured through 2033. When you project that out over an 8-year span, the math is compelling. By holding a flat historical rate against typical commercial rent inflation, an operator effectively secures roughly $500,000 in overhead savings. When the $502,000 in physical value and the long-term lease savings are combined, the buyer gains a high ratio of tangible assets relative to the $499,000 purchase price. Let's compare building a custom concept in a first-generation shell space against adapting your concept to this specific Lakeland asset. This diagram maps the friction points. The standard path exposes you to supply chain shocks and contractor negotiations, forcing you to finance a $400,000 build-out. Acquiring this location bypasses municipal red tape, saving years of delays, and shields your margins from commercial rent inflation. The space already has proven established foot traffic patterns. It successfully operates as an evening destination, proving the local market's willingness to engage. There is an enormous psychological advantage to walking into a fully compliant, code-ready building. Your team can focus entirely on culinary execution and staffing. Ultimately, this Lakeland acquisition is a purchase of time, eliminating the highest risk phase of restaurant development. This 5,500 square foot layout is a highly optimized revenue engine. The 162-seat dining area and VIP sections ensure high turnover. A dedicated bar drives cocktail sales, while private event spaces add secondary income. The built-out commercial kitchen supports this with high-volume workflow. However, there is an operational trade-off. Managing a facility this large requires a robust front-of-house staff and highly precise kitchen coordination to maintain profitability. The layout is designed to support massive volume, demanding a seasoned management team capable of running a large-scale floor to unlock its full profit potential. With asset sales, buyers logically ask why the current operator is leaving. In this case, the owner is simply transitioning their capital into a completely new venture. This clean break removes the suspicion of a failing location. This strategic exit creates a highly motivated transfer of hard assets for the incoming buyer. That said, you should pass on this property if you are a passive investor looking to inherit a historic brand and just coast on existing cash flow. The ideal buyer is an experienced multi-unit operator, an expanding restaurant group, or a well-capitalized chef owner. You need two prerequisites to succeed here: a proven culinary concept and the operational infrastructure to deploy it immediately into a massive 160-plus seat venue. This offering is the ultimate infrastructure play for a proven brand looking to rapidly scale into a high-growth market without suffering the traditional construction penalties. Because this is an active, fully functional business, the acquisition protocol requires absolute operational confidentiality regarding the current staff. For that reason, specific street-level details and internal financial statements are strictly gated. Serious buyers must sign a non-disclosure agreement before proceeding to the financial evaluation phase. To initiate that NDA process, receive the full asset list and submit further inquiries. Qualified operators need to reach out directly to the listing brokerage. Contact Marlene Nallman at the Torch team to secure this turnkey Lakeland opportunity and bypass the build-out trap today.